This video is about chest pain. I had a lot of chest pain, tightness in my chest. I was in the hospital probably 3 times a week-ish. There was a span where I was in there for 3 times a week, even while I was doing my recovery journey, because the symptoms would come back and it'd play with me, right? And I'd be like, okay, maybe now it's real. There's something really going on. Because my brain would always convince me that we have to do something now urgently because you're going to die now urgently. You're going to die. So we have to get to the hospital. And I got fooled so many times. But its mission is to keep you alive because it's perceiving danger everywhere. So tight chest was just an ongoing normal thing, along with the nausea. So I'm going to write nausea. I'm going to have a special video for nausea. Because nausea it's one of those things where you can't help but loop about nausea because it opens up so many what-if thoughts. So, tight chest. So I had times where I felt like there was an elephant sitting on my chest. I had times where I thought it was an elephant sitting on my chest, or I thought I was having a heart attack, or a dull pain here. A dull, heavy pain was here. Or I'd have stabbing pains that were here. Right? I'd have stabbing pains, elephant sitting on my chest, dull pain, plus I'd get fatigued. I'd have problems breathing. It felt like I was labored. My breathing was labored. It's like, I'm not getting any oxygen. Holy crap. And every breath was me being above water. Literally, it was like, okay, survival. Okay, survival. Like, and that lasted for weeks. And I didn't know if I was going to last 2 minutes from now. I'm like, I don't know how every breath seemed like it was going to be my last breath. That's how crazy I was in my journey, in the beginning especially. And then, luckily that didn't last long. But I'd have week-long episodes of tightness in my chest, stabbing pains, me going to the hospital, I have tightness in my chest, and they would put on they check my heart, and they go, your heart's fine, there's nothing wrong with you. And then, I'd purposely be like, it's got to be my heart, like, I don't understand. So I'd go down in the basement, because I never left my house. I'd go down in the basement and go, okay, you know what? If I'm going to have a heart attack, I might as well get it over with. Let's do it. Let's bring on a heart attack. So then I remember I ran around the basement, right, a couple of times, and then I checked my pulse, and I couldn't feel a pulse. I'm like, what's going on? My pulse felt like it was in the next room. It felt like it was so faint. It felt like it was down the street, right? I'm like, dude, are you in there? I was like, right? Well, normally growing up, if you just walk around fast or run around, if you were to run around your living room, it'd be like, or like, right? And I was like, dude, I can barely feel anything. And that scared the bejesus out of me. I was like, okay, there's got to be something wrong with my heart because I'm not getting a strong pulse. And then Google, heart problem, heart disease, heart attack, right? So I'm like, you gotta get to the hospital. So I was in the hospital, and they go, there's nothing wrong with your heart. I'm like, but it's elevated. It's nothing, but it's not. Sometimes it's not elevated. Sometimes it's dropped down. But there's nothing wrong with anything. I'm like, and that just fed my tightness in my chest more. Me freaking out about it. Me going to the hospital. It wasn't helping. But then I started going through the recovery process, and eventually, and it's a lot to do with health anxiety. What happens is your brain perceives danger. It gives you the what-if thoughts, right? You start looping on these thoughts. You get the OCD, and you're focusing on your symptoms, right? And you start to body check. You start to loop on, I think I'm going to die, right? And then eventually I thought, you know what? If I'm going to die, I'm going to die. I'm getting sick and tired, literally sick and tired of worrying if I'm going to die or if I have a heart problem, right? I had heart palpitations. It would beat in weird times, and I couldn't feel my pulse. And so then, the Google thing, and I was in the world of I'm going to die soon, and I just accepted it. was like, you know what? If I die, I die. Plus my chronic fatigue that I was having. So they all work together. The brain, they all work together to tag team me to keep me focused on my symptoms, because it wants to keep you alive, because you're always scanning for danger. If you're scanning for danger, that means that there's chances that you're looking for danger, and it'll keep you alive. It doesn't care if you're suffering, like I've said in other videos. It doesn't care if you suffer or if you feel uncomfortable. It just wants to know that you're alive enough to feel uncomfortable. So I said, F this, I don't care anymore. If I die, I die. So I embraced it. I surrendered. I'm like, I'm going to live life. I don't care. I'm going to engage. And plus, I was learning how to do that. So it got to the point where I surrendered. I said, you know what? Plus my, all my symptoms were tag teaming together to keep me alive. I was uncomfortable. I was suffering. I was getting sucked in to the looping thoughts and the Googling. But eventually I said, I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna live my life. And I'm gonna work on my recovery. And this is when I learned how to do that. This is when I joined DNRS, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. And I learned also my own methods, and I stuck with it. And I started having a routine, right? I started having a routine. My chronic fatigue symptoms went away. A bunch of other symptoms started to go away. And then my tightness in my chest started to relax, right? And it would come back, and then it would trick me. I'd be like, oh, it's back. Okay, what does that mean? Is this real now? Is this really happening? Like I'm really having a heart attack? And sometimes I slipped and I went to the hospital. But it was all a part of my journey, because it gave me leverage, right? So then, let's say I slipped 3 times in a span of 4 months. That's better than me slipping 3 times a week going to the hospital. So, hey, 3 times in 3 months-ish, I'll take it. And that gained me leverage to have trust in my body that next time when I have that alarm that says, you need to go now, I would go, yes, but I've been here before. I've been here 20 other times, and every time I was fine. And I went to the hospital, wasting my time, went there, freaking out, get my health card, waiting in the waiting area for 8 hours, get there, blah, 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 then it's a long day. It ruins my day, right? So then I would use my history of all the information that I got from going to the hospital and finding out there was nothing wrong with me, and using that as trust and reassurance that, hey, you're going to be fine this time. So don't go to the hospital. So I didn't. And it lifted. And I was like, see? You did it. And then it would happen again. And I was like, nope. I'm like, I don't care if we die now. No matter what, we're not going to the hospital. And if we die, we die. That's okay. Let's make it happen. Let's die. And then I would learn to take the resistance away. I was able to do it better. And I agreed with the what if thoughts. So I kept doing that. And then it was very rare that I have the tight chest. And then, it would come maybe once 6 months. And I knew what it was, because I got familiar with these reoccurring symptoms that would come back, right? And I got used to them. I'm like, okay, you again. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Thanks for showing up. I'm acknowledging you, but we're going to engage. We're going to go for a 10-kilometer walk. And you know what? We're going to go for 11 today, just because you're here today. So thank you for being there, but let's go and engage. So that's what I would do. And the tightness in my chest went away. The pain, the stabbing pains would go away. They would move around too. They'd be up here or over here. They'd move around all in the danger area that was my heart. And I would also have pain in my arm, right? Because my understanding was, oh, pain in your arm, pain here, back pain, So I'd have back pain that was right in the back with this together. I'd have pain in my arm, right? It all mimicked heart attacks constantly. And I gotta say, if you think you're having a heart attack, don't listen to me. Go get checked. Always listen to your doctor, right? I gotta cover my ass. But this is my journey. This is how I overcame all these false alarms that I was getting, because the brain was just trying to keep me alive and keep me safe. So it sends these alarms, sends these symptoms, and I kept falling for these fake false alarms. And I had to learn to get the alarms, feel the symptoms, feel like shit, but keep moving forward. Allow the what if thoughts to be there. Ask for more, right? Build that leverage. The brain sees you. Okay, he's fine. Let's turn that alarm off, right? And the more I did that, more alarms turned off. And now I'm great. I'm recovered. All my symptoms are gone. All my mental symptoms, all my physical symptoms, right? All the alarms are settled. They're all turned off. So on the bottom, I have my 5 keys of recovery. Follow that and keep watching my videos. And then, use this channel as your way to, invite us into your journey, right? Because this channel will help you stay on track. Because that's what you need. You just need to stay on track no matter what. And I guarantee you, you will recover. You'll get your life back and you will thrive. Not just recover, right? We don't want to just recover. We want to thrive and restore. So stick with me and I'll make that happen with you. But you got to stick to the path. Stick to the path and you will get your life back. All right. Have a good day. Like, share, and subscribe.